like Kirk saying goodbye to Spock, because they never actually got to say goodbye in Generations.
No, they didn't. I mean, yeah, they didn't.
So this is kind of like post-mortem reunion of sorts,
So
and they kind of feel like they're
Roddenberry Archives, is that the one that Donnie works for?
I don't know who's Donnie.
Donnie used to be a developer with Star Trek Online. He went to work with Roddenberry something.
Well, if it's a Roddenberry Archive working with Otoy, O-T-O-Y, I think that might be the same one.
Okay.
They've actually done some pretty remarkable stuff, like bringing younger Kirk into the equation. So he's like, I'm not gonna spoil it because there's not really story, but there's like a moment where you see younger Kirk meeting his older selves.
Cool. Yeah, Roddenberry Archive is where Donnie was working, so yes.
Oh, that's cool then, because it does seem to bring a lot of people who are passionate for Trek.
Yeah.
Like the footage of it is remarkable. What I'm talking about is the new Otoy / Roddenberry Archive video that released yesterday.
Yeah, I was just looking at real quick.
It brings out something of a unification between Kirk and Spock post generations, because they never got to like say goodbye to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a moment when they're kind of like trying to bring together more than just Kirk and Spock, because there's a hint at a thread that was touched in Discovery in season 3, I think.
Okay.
Which is an interesting take, because it feels like they're trying to like combine all the multiverses in like an explanation why they merged somehow, and that they are aware of each other. But like, it's so nostalgic. It doesn't have a line of dialogue, but it's very touching, and then really amazing work on reviving the younger Kirk. Sam Witwer actually worked on that, and Dave Bloss was actually involved as well.
Oh yeah, I
they
totally
put
believe
a lot
that.
of names into it.
Yeah, talk about people who are passionate.
Yeah, and they really cared about making this look right.
I will take a look after I get home today.
It is beautiful, and like seeing Kirk like that, even though I'm really not fond of Shatner. But it does feel like it does bring Spock from the TMP movies and the Next Generation. It does feel appropriate. It's like, it was like bringing Enterprise D for a final spin, so it actually could kick the Borg butt instead of being kicked by stupid 2 Klingon sisters. So I think it was kind of like an attempt of bringing a little bit of justice, closure to a theme that's been playing for so long. I wish Trek, the main Trek, actually used the people who are working in Otoy. They're making remarkable stuff, bringing the continuity of everything.
I think we would all like that, but if you're talking about the companies that run the series, it's always going to be a matter of, is it cost effective? Is there a way for them to recoup their investment? I mean, they're not...
The Roddenberry Archive isn't actually bringing profit outside of like being a web page that is...
That's not what I meant. I meant if a film or TV company got into it, that would be the end question, is can we turn it profitable? So I doubt they'd get into it, because passion is always overridden by profit. But, a place like Roddenberry Archive, where, yeah, they obviously have got some money, and they're clearly making enough money to pay their people, because they've got people who are engaged and involved, but maybe aren't going to ever make a fortune. Yeah, let's support them however you can.
Like the stuff they use, the callbacks that are there, it's just really beautiful. I really did like it.
When they were starting work on this, which I'm going to say is 3 years ago, I could be wrong, could be 2 years ago, they rented out a hospitality suite at the Rio, so yeah, it would be 3 years ago, and they would take people up to... Excuse me, no, it's Bali, so it would be 2 years ago. And you could go up there and get basically a tour of what this was going to be before they really had gotten it fleshed out at all. It was very cool to see all the work they were doing.
And what? Sorry, where was that?
This was in Vegas during one of the Star Trek conventions.
Ah.
And that's the first time that they were talking openly about it. So the work was just beginning. So they had a couple pieces put together that you could see.
That's on the D, right?
Pardon?
That's on the Enterprise D, right?
Well, no. What they were doing, they were talking about a lot of the general work they were doing, not anything specific like the D or anything else. Just general.
Yep.
And at that time, it was obviously under work. You know, they were working on it, but they didn't really have any end product. So a lot of it was, this is what we're planning to do. And now that you brought it up, and I go, look, it's like, oh yeah, I remember they were talking about that.
Oh, that's so cool.
It is. Much cool. Speaking of cool things, you want to go shoot stuff?
Affirmative.
Okie dokie.
Fortunately, I had the very dumb, stupid endeavors, which 2 of them I've already completed because they were based on making just certain type of space damage. But we do have the universal, which is the Operation Riposte.
I can do that, and that would kill my Operation Riposte and take care of my kinetic damage.
Well, there you go.
So that works for me.
With 1 stone.
Absolutely, because the other one is Voth ships in the Dyson Sphere. Ugh, and heal health on the ground.
Ships in the battle zone too, so I had the Voth ships in the Dyson Sphere yesterday. I mean, when you go to Terran base, at least it does give you a fair amount of Terrans to shoot at. But the Dyson Sphere, when it's finished and it turns out to be the only instance of the Voth Dyson Sphere, I'm like, curse you, and I'm waving my fists up. Whoever made this battle zone so annoyingly empty.
Yeah. Well, this one's got only 10 of them, so it's not the end of the world. And I also have 64 rerolls, so if it gets to that point, fine. We'll just reroll the heck out of it.
120 or 60 Voth on ground, but I rerolled that one and before it
yeah, no, that takes way too long. Yeah. On the positive side or negative side, for the evening shows, we will be few and far between for the next 6 weeks. Just letting you know that I will try and put some shows out there when I can. But we did
yesterday.
Yeah, well, we actually got the affirmative that we did hire her. She's going to start next week. I've juggled all of my other schedules, but that shifts.
Oh, yay!
Yeah. So it shifts a lot of the stuff they normally would do in the afternoon into the evenings. So that means I won't be getting home from doing my stuff till probably 7 or 8 at night. Plus, Id will be moving out into his own place in a few weeks. Yay! But that means in the next, 3 weeks, he's got to get...
this is going to be a bit messy.
Yeah, there's a lot to do in the next 3 to 6 weeks. Borg battle zone never gets used. What's the Borg battle zone?
There is a Borg battle zone?
There's a Borg battle zone, Sav? What, you mean Defura?
About it.
You're not talking about Defura, are you?
That wouldn't dare to call it a battle zone.
Yeah, no, and it gets used every single time I'm down there.
I mean, I use it, but I wouldn't consider it a battle zone. I mean, it's the sloppiest Borg assimilation ever. They haven't even made a dent in Defura.
There's a spot in the Delta Quadrant? It's a Borg battle zone? I didn't even know that.
That's the first I hear about that. I think I know Delta Quadrant pretty much, considering how Voyager-oriented I am.
Do you want normal or advanced?
I mean, advanced is going to be better. At least we get to shoot stuff.
Okay, we're queued for advanced. Let's see if it pops or not. Just southish of Argala. Huh. Well, you learn something new every day, Sav, don't you?
Southish of Argala. Let me see the galaxy map. There's Argala.
It's just north of the Borg battle zone.
There's there is a Borg symbol over there in the Ulceran sector, but a battle zone? I mean, there are occasional combats with the Borg there, but is there anything that is called a battle zone? That's my question.
Admiral Salaknar is right over there. How cool is that?
Well, after this one, I'm gonna have to transwarp and check.
Yeah.
Because now I have I'm doubting all my belief systems.
The thing with the Borgies is there's so many places you can kill them, so having a dedicated battle zone is
kind of pointless.
We will?
Yep. Affirmative. Wee protocol engaged. Preparing for a warp. Oh, I wish I could just play. There's so many games out there, and none of them actually gives you the the feel. I mean, there was a Star Trek Command or something, but it was
Yeah.
more VR thing than
Oh, it's this
anything.
one.
Yeah. What did you think it was?
I was thinking of the one that's a reskin of another one where you have to defend the 3 posts.
Pavo Dissension. I mean, not
Pavo,
but
Peril over Pavo.
Peril over Pavo, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
But
it's a reskin of Draenor Gauntlet. Yeah, this one's actually interesting because you actually have to do stuff instead of just mindlessly shoot things.
What, you don't like
Which I really
mindlessly
like.
shooting things?
I mean, I like it, but I'd like a little bit of, change a little bit, I like
Shoot
some
different things.
alternate between stuff. Like, there isn't enough, scientific stuff happening. I mean,
Yeah.
not scientific TFOs, but, some sort of approximation of scientific surveys.
Well, there used to be, and they got rid of them.
Yeah.
Used to get to go into certain areas and explore, and 3 times out of 5 you'd wind up having to fight things, but the remaining 2 times you got to explore.
But it still would have been some sort of approximation that we are pretending to be scientists in space instead of only battling.
I agree. I love when we do things that are different.
Like, I remember systems that used to be accessible that are not accessible right now. You can't fly into them. Well, they are there, but you can't fly into them in general.
Mm-hmm.
And they're iconic systems that you know from the series, and they're like, no, you can't fly in there, goodbye. I'm like, oh, okay.
Some are one time only, you can visit them once. I'd like to be able to just go in and visit them all the time.
Yeah, there is a map for a story. Why can't I just visit that map passively when nothing is going on and
I'm
at least
not
scan
arguing.
some anomalies?
I would love to do that.
It's not like these maps are taking so much storage space that it's impossible to make one. Still kind of addicted to the Lamar/Voyager A.
As you should be. It's your new ship. You're supposed to love it.
Yeah, but I've done accidentally I've done an elite patrol, and I was like, things are shooting me, and I'm not feeling a dent in my shields. What the hell? And I don't think I've got that much OP shields.
Good morning,
wait.
Cliff.
They are actually at almost 30,000 facing each. Okay, maybe they are a little bit OP.
I'm sorry. A little OP.
I mean,
it's
what-
either OP or it's not OP. It's like a little pregnant.
Well, when compared to pregnancy.
Cliff says, I was playing all me Diddy ships yesterday. So, Cliff,
What does that mean?
yeah, I don't know, but Cliff, you might not be aware that the musician known as P. Diddy is currently in jail awaiting trial for charges.
Who's
And
Diddy?
hence,
Must be some American thing, because I've never heard of the
P.
name.
Diddy, yeah, he was a rapper, I think, very well known.
Then I'm not surprised I didn't hear about him. I'm
I don't
straying
do
away
rap,
from
but
the entity called rap. And
I
I
ha-
still felt I call it music.
I love following various legal cases here, so that's been popping up in my feed. Formerly known as Puff Daddy, I knew Sav would know it. A terrible rapper, because I'm not saying bad words right now. I'm trying to be nice and not say bad words because we've got a new person starting at the office.
Poo rapper. Okay, I get it.
Yes, a poo-poo rapper. There you go. Let's see what it says in Stream Chat channel here. Oh, Sav
that's
posted a
interesting.
picture of where the Borg battlefield is to
Where?
the northeast of the Janolan Dyson sphere, so it's in just north of the Elsuran sector.
Where's the picture?
It's in Stream Chat channel
Stream chat channel.
in our
Oh,
Discord.
that's Borg Battlefield, not Battle Zone.
Yeah, battlefield, battle zone, blah blah
Does
blah
it
blah blah.
actually
blah,
does
blah.
it involve fighting them, or is it just like
We could go find out.
remnants of stuff that exploded? Oh, Christ! I went too far. No, go away from there. No, not allowed.
Still running with my torps on the front of this thing, so this isn't terribly effective down here.
Oh, we have Discovery refit in the map. Lovely. I still love that design. I love that it originated from Phase 2 Enterprise, but it actually took its own twist and take on that. Me, puppy! Don't lick your elbow. Thank you.
Good advice for humans too. Don't lick your elbow.
Well, for humans, it's kind of impossible. For puppies.
You know, yeah, not only is it attached to you, and if you can lick it, that's really a bad sign. You are not having a good day if you can lick your own elbow.
Slight minor infection.
Oh.
He just constantly licks it, even though I wrap it up and stuff. I smear it with something most disgusting that should taste awfully for him. Still licks it. Stop licking your elbow, darling, or I will literally smack you in the back of your head.
Do you have, if you don't have a cone of shame, do you have a travel pillow? One of those pillows you can put around your neck? Oh, shoot. Those are really good if you don't have a dog cone.
I mean, I do have a dog cone, he just doesn't know what to do with it, and he won't be able to lie down with it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I started doing the pillow thing for the bigger dogs. It works very nicely. And it's comfy for them. They can sleep, they can eat.
I can see him already trying to wiggle out of this one. No, I don't have those. I mean, I know the idea because I think they have that for cats and smaller dogs. It's a veterinarian thing.
Yeah. Yeah, they gave me one
I'm
for...
losing my patience. Stop doing that. I see what you're doing, Fluffer. Why are you trying to pretend I'm not seeing you? Like,
because it itches, and... It itches, and it's more important than you are.
I realize why. I just, like, my word takes precedence. I mean, it should. I do notice it doesn't.
I got some topical anti-itch stuff for the dog before I was able to get her to the vet, which was, okay for putting on dogs.
Been at the vet, we had shots, we had medicals. I've got, like, a very expensive ointment base with, what's it called? Marijuana extract oil something.
Huh.
It's supposed to soothe the place, it won't annoy him, and it isn't working. Been a bit too long, man. Like, a bit too preoccupied with everything else that I just, like...
Well, maybe it's turning into a habit now.
Don't even get me started on him having habits. He's got too many of those as well. Like the habit of asking for dental snack before the bed.
Yes.
He's not gonna go to bed if he doesn't get it.
Well?
And if I run out of them because I just didn't get to buy them because they didn't have them or anything like it. He's like very, very like, what am I gonna do? I can't go to sleep. I didn't get my dental. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I can bring my own toothpaste and wash your teeth. Do you like that? I have a dog toothbrush too, so I could.
Yeah, I have a dog toothbrush, and if I try using it, I'm not going to have a finger to put it on. So, yep, it's not happening.
Well, for me, it's like you will allow me. Stop licking that. Seriously. Do you want me to put a lemon onto it?
Oh wow!
No, you love your lemon.
Do you know what bitter apple is?
Bitter apple.
Yeah, they have a spray that...
Yellowish green yellow apples that are very sour to eat.
Yes, they turn it into a spray that you can put on like your furniture so the dogs won't chew on your furniture, especially puppies. It's very nasty and bitter.
Oh, yeah.
But you could spray it around the wound and it would taste horrible.
Stop. Nothing is impossible. Oh yeah, kiss your rebel. Good one.
Oh, Savi. Alright, now we have to go play shuttle.
Yeah, we shoot them, try not to blow up the shuttle. I'm kind of tempted to swap my torp
I'm gonna get rid of my torps real quick here.
Cause I've got Maelstrom torps in the front, so
I've got
if
tons
that one blows up, that thing goes.
Yeah. If it goes, everything gonna go.
Stop shouting, Klingon, and just give up. Oh, wow. I brought in TOS types of shuttle torps in front. Oh wait, that's Discovery one actually. Oh, never mind.
I got rid of my torps.
You totally got rid of them?
Well, for this one, I was doing torps because I had kinetic damage to start it, but...
Yeah, you've already done it.
Yeah, having done it, I figured this should be a little more effective. Okay, somebody else got him.
Yeah, it's an Endeavor.
I meant somebody else got the shuttle. I attempted to engage my tractor beams, but somebody else got there first.
Oh, someone got one first off me as well. These Nova squadrons quite good. They're a new type of pet. Fortunately, this is just like a squadron, so there's like few ships flying information instead of just a singular pets. But they do still like get the job done, and they got like good setup because they've got dual phaser cannons, phaser turrets, plasma beam arrays, photon torpedoes, and beam overload, torp spread 3, and avoidance aura 3, whichever that is. I've never heard of that ability. Avoidance aura 3.
That popped up yesterday when we were chatting about something, or the day before we were chatting about something.
Avoidance aura?
Uh-huh.
I've never heard of it.
I hadn't heard of it either, and neither had they.
I've never had it. I don't think I've seen it as a skill. It might be something that shuttles can have.
Ah, that could be.
Pets, perhaps, because I've seen some abilities that are like kind of restricted to shuttles.
Yeah, well, that would be a good one, so that you don't have your shuttles disappearing every 30 seconds as they get blown up.
Yeah, and they do survive quite long, considering that their hull is like
Paper.
10k,
Yeah.
10.5k, which is quite
Tinfoil.
good for a shuttle. They usually are like 8k or something like it. These are a little bit more survival. Names of some of these ships are weird, like Bortas BLR. What the hell is that BLR?
Bleh. It's Klingon.
Wonder if they have a bio. No, they don't.
It's hurting to the point where my brain's going, just work from home today. And the rest of my brain's going, you have to go to work and pay the bills. Oh, yeah, right.
Can't you pay the bills by working from home today?
No, I mean, I have to pay their bills today.
You can't do that from home?
And I have to have the checkbook and the computers and the printers and all that stuff. All of which are in
So that's a
something.
no.
Yeah. Believe me, I am not bringing home the company checkbook.
No, I wouldn't be so confident to do it either, even though I'm pretty sure they trust you enough.
Oh, yeah, that's not the issue. They'd be fine with that.
You would just feel uncomfortable with it.
Yeah.
And justifiably so.
Yep. So we'll go in, do that, tell them I have a headache, and
Oh
we'll
yeah,
work from home.
South Lexington is probably one of my favorite variants of the Odyssey cruiser. Such good performance, very good balance, and turns well. Considering the size of it, it's rather...
It's got a good beat and you can dance to it.
What?
It's got a good beat and I can dance to it.
I've never heard that one.
Okay, I'll explain that once we're done shooting out this dreadnought here.
What dreadnought?
I don't know. I don't see a
There's
dreadnought.
Klingon
Well, it's
rockets
still
flying in
there.
there,
We
but-
just injured it. Didn't do anything to it. Okay, that one's done. Wee. Back in the day, there was an American show called American Bandstand with Dick Clark, where they would have music, usually newer music, being played, some older of the time music, so like the top 40s, and occasionally have a band come out, but almost every week they would get a new disc and bring it out, and they'd play it, and the kids would dance to it, and then Dick Clark would say, well, what did you think of that? I gave it a 37. It's got a good beat, and I can dance to it.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good phrase.
Yep.
I will never remember it, but I would like to. Because it does sound like... I have terrible memory when it comes to stuff like that. Alright, I want to go to Delta Quadrant and see what the hell is all the fuss is about.
I'm off to Delta Quadrant with you. Delta Quadrant, away!
But I'm gonna swap ships.
I'll swap ships then.
Because I want to do.
You could swap ships and I could go pour some more coffee and get some aspirin. How's that for a great idea? You swap, I'll meet you in Delta Quadrant in just a moment.
Oh, I'm swapping the hell out of it.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm back. Good morning, Zelda fan. Chris has redeemed Mysterious Dark Liquid for 5,000, which, despite the scroll up there, is actually not Cuff'em coffee.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a battle zone. It's just a battlefield where you can do a patrol.
Here we go.
Delta Quadrant feels so empty.
Borg Battlefield, yeah. Let's head up there. Zelda fan, I was bemoaning something to my son yesterday. You know, I'm so nervous, upset, blah. And he sends me that emoji. The little Picard head getting head and said, "It's okay, Mom." Combat boosts are filled on KDF and Fed sides for Strike Group. We don't want to go to the next map. Patrol the battlefield. Well, I've accepted. Okay, let's see what's in here. You're always welcome, Zelda fan. Always welcome here. Okay, so I've been trying to keep all of the things
going. Why did they change it? They always change my statuses. She's been in a different status for the past 30 minutes than I was. Every day is something different. I really hate the new girl that came in and just does scheduling. She constantly changes things, and like, it's a 30-minute difference. So like, she swaps things around. So instead of lunch I was supposed to have, I had something else, and now I'm starting lunch, which is wrong. And like, I can't even get used to it, and I'm not gonna check it every 5 minutes. So like. Yeah, I do recognize this location. This is a...
There's a Marvel Sparkle Circle here in the middle. Scan large debris. Let's see what's in here. Huh. There's a hunter escort in here.
This is just a patrol.
Yep.
Well, I've been deceived.
Hold on. I've been stuck here. There you go.
I've been grabbed. Get lost with your tractor beams. Did they do anything?
That was it? One Hirogen.
I was gonna ask, but I don't know if we're supposed to.
Well, I have to scan debris again.
This is part of a storyline. I do recognize this. There is a storyline, I think, because I recognize this map, and I think I was with...
Maybe it's one of the ones they deleted?
No, I think it's with Kamarki or someone.
No, not with Hirogins. So what's your good news, Zelda fan? Since you said you had good news. It's not much of a patrol. And for being a Borg battlefield, I'm not seeing a whole lot of Borgies in here.
Yeah, this isn't a Borg battle zone. It's remnants of a Borg battle zone because there are Borg ship fragments floating about. But this isn't a Borg battle zone nor a battlefield of a real type. It's just a patrol that is called
Savi lied to us.
Savi lied. It was deception. This was Ferengi ruse.
So Zelda fan says, I managed to get my Xbox up and running on November 12th. Congratulations.
Why wasn't it working before? Was it offline or broken?
I have no idea. Probably broken. We have a printer that occasionally doesn't work on one of the offices downstairs.
Printers are spawns of evil. They will occasionally not work all the time.
Yep. Well, that's what was happening with this one. So I got a hammer, took it down there, put it near the printer where the printer could see it.
Yep. And
just occasionally we'll walk by there and remind the printer, I do have a hammer. Go ahead.
This sounds so stupid when you're trying to do that against the device, but the printers actually sense the hammer.
It hasn't failed since that.
I know. I don't understand.
My engineers are like, okay.
Yeah.
They tell you that their machines
threatening your printer than having IT guy come over.
Well, I'm as close to IT guys if we got, except, I mean, for that kind of thing. We have real IT guy who does the serious stuff.
But honestly, like, printers smell fear. When you're uneasy about them, they will malfunction or do something.
Do smell fear? That's so true. Zelda fan says it was system error E102. I have no idea what that means.
Never heard of a system error like that on an Xbox. Is that the Xbox 360, Xbox One?
Maybe it means brick.
I wouldn't know. Mine has never done that at all, and I've had 3 Xboxes in sequence from 360 up until the recent one. Well, calling it a recent one, I have it for over 2.5 years.
Sav says I
Probably-
just do the Fonzie things when my electronics act up. I don't know what the Fonzie thing is, Sav.
Yeah, I don't know either. If it's a reference to some show, I
throw,
don't know it.
throw it over a shark?
We bring a screwdriver to it and like start unscrewing stuff.
I should take the printers outside, though, to where we have the big old plotter, which was like, 6 feet wide and 3 feet tall, 2.5 feet deep, and did these massive print jobs for us for schematics and things. And it's sitting in the dumpster, and it's just beaten to pieces. And see, this could happen to you.
Oh, I don't like these guys. They're using subnucleonic beams on me. That's rude. I am the one who uses that against the enemies. Just rude. And
They're not
all
lasting,
ships-
so what's the difference?
Well, they're canceling all of my abilities. I don't like that.
Did our scans determine what happened to the Borg? Nothing conclusive. Good. But you get some marks out of it. So I suppose if you need Herogen...
Some dilithium too.
Okay. Oh, let's see. The Fonzie thing, so Sav has got that. Give me a second here.
Me do a clicking myself, I'm curious.
Oh, percussive maintenance. Smacks it with his fist. The technical term for engineers is percussive maintenance. The fact that I have the hammer means that I know what percussive maintenance is.
Funnily enough, the printer does seem to.
Yeah, it knows. So the big plotter that we destroyed, the motherboard died, and it's so old they can't replace the motherboard. We even tried going onto eBay to find a salvaged one, because we actually like that big plotter. But nope, I did cannibalize it for parts of my Borg pool costume, though. So if you see it, the things where the laser beams are pointing out of are part of the interior rotational devices. And a few other bits and pieces came out of it, too. So that was fun. All right, what else do you have, if anything, there? Let's see, we're at 6:42. We got time for a couple more things. I could switch tunes and see if there's anything on one of my other tunes.
Well, I only have Terran ships in the battle zone, just 10 of them, so I don't know if it's worth pursuing. You could do something else.
Hang on, let me see what I've got on the other one, because maybe if I've got damage, it'll be worth it then. Give me one sec here.
Sure. I want to check something on Sol real quick, so I'm gonna transwarp there. Yeah, it was Fonzie solution before Fonzie was a thing, I think. Because I remember, like, this was a rule for, like, old radios and old USSR manufactured TV
Yeah, anything that's got a connection
units.
and could unseat, great way to get around it. Let's see.
Yeah.
I have repair shields
Yeah,
in space, so we could
space.
do something spacey. We can start off, you said 10 Terrans in the battle zone?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will send you an invitation.
I'm on ESD, though.
Okay, take your time. Just let me know
minute.
when you're ready, and then we'll head over there. Yeah, I would think that's a software glitch and not a hammer to fix it if you had to do an update offline.
Sounds like a potential software thing.
I had a software problem where I could reboot from from a separate drive. And I'm thinking, well, if I can't get the computer to work, how am I supposed to go get something else with the drive to do that?
That's disappointing. Most ships that are from the same era / show that are like from Lockbox or R&D or whatever, they have interchangeable elements. Like you can change their hull material, for instance. So if you own the Janeway and it has a different hull material than all the other 32nd century ships, you can still put on the Janeway material onto all of them. because they're from the same era.
Sure, that makes sense.
And I assumed that like Protostar, in the Lamar, and for instance the Dauntless will have the same thing. Nope, not a chance. You would think so.
You
but
would think
no.
so, but no.
Yeah, kind of weird. Kind of weird because that has been the rule for all of the ships so far. Like, you've got the lower deck ships, which are Federation ships, and they're fine. You can swap up hull materials, but that doesn't seem to work for these three. Kind of disappointing, but okay. I'll live with it.
Sav says I used to do that, meaning hitting them to vending machines at school. We had a vending machine in our office at one of the places I worked, and it would never drop the food. You'd put in your money, and the little rotational thingy would unscrew, and it would almost unscrew enough, and the thing would start to drop and then stick.
Yeah, I had a friend work who used to do that, even if he didn't put the money in.
Well,
it would drop stuff.
It turns out that the little flap that's supposed to prevent you from being able to stick your hand up there and grab things was slightly slightly wider than my hand, so I could get my hand up there. In fact, I could get my arm up there. So if it stuck, I'd reach all the way up and get it and pull it down. My boss saw that one day, and he's like, "Don't steal." I'm like, "No, I paid for it. It won't drop it." Well, you need to call maintenance. Maintenance will get here in 3 weeks. I'm kind of hungry right now.
Yeah.
Grumble, grumble. So he had it fixed, so I couldn't do it anymore. So everybody stopped using it because it simply wouldn't drop anything anymore.
Well, so he picked on that you're trying to get it now instead of waiting 3 weeks, and he thinks that's a bad solution. So no one's used the vending machine anymore.
Exactly, because there's no reason to just throw money into it and not get any food. So then we went to the honor boxes, where they would have a box of cookies and snacks and stuff, and you were supposed to, on the honor system, throw in 50 cents for anything you took. Well, most people threw in $1 and they take a thing and not bother with the change, so all of a sudden, we're paying $1 for a box of cookies, but who cares? We didn't care. And so he could not figure out why the one machine was always making money but never running out of product, and this one's making too much money and running out of product.
Oh.
So, but it all went to charity, so he didn't care.
Did we... I have an opening for Swarm, by the way.
Oh, you want to do Swarm?
I mean, we can do Badlands. I'm in Badlands right now. It's just,
Let me think about that for 1 second. Yeah, I can do that, because I can do the other stuff on the other one. Okay, I can do Swarm. That works really well.
Yep.
We are teamed. Let me get Swarm started here. I just have to remember not to turn this one back on when I get back.
Oh, of course.
I woke up this morning, couldn't remember which 5 had done it yesterday.
Oh, you're on Peter Porker today, so
Yes.
it's the Avenger now.
Yes.
I was very hyped for the Avenger when it was about to come out, the original Tier 5.
It's a nice
And
one.
then I saw the size of it, I'm like, really?
Hey. Size doesn't matter.
By the
Weeboo?
way. I mean, yeah, but when you hear a battle cruiser, you hear a cruiser.
Yeah, you expect something bigger, and it's just like...
You kind of expect something. I don't mean it has to be like Galaxy class or Odyssey class size, but it could be at least.
It is not ugly, Sav. Look at it. It's like a pit bull. It's got a nice, thick, strong neck.
No, it's more like a pug, honestly.
No, because the nose is too long for a pug. Would have to have
a nose. No, I don't know. I'm not fond of it, honestly. I used to like it more, but one thing that kind of bugs me is that this is the only ship that has shielding for the windows during combat. No other ship in the entire fleet does it. I think that should be more distributed widely. And then kind of... Yeah, it looks like a duck. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like a duck.
Yeah, it does. It's so cute. Let's see, the only thing I need on this one is shields if I can get it. I'm not too worried if I can't. I'll pick that up on the other one.
The fact that this is the only ship that actually covers the windows during combat is kind of silly, because all others should have that Should be like an optional, really, like a cosmetic.
Well, it's a nice graphic,
in
or nice visual. I really would like to see that. Go into combat and all the shades come in.
Yeah, it could be cool on other larger ships. It would look cool. But alas, we only have it on one ship in the entire fleet, the entire armada.
Zelda fan says at least one of the odd dreams had a bunch of scary clowns screaming at me. Oh, I missed that one. Past few days I've had some odd dreams. I don't like clowns. I think I'm normal in that.
Oh, yeah, clowns are creepy. I don't know whoever thought that this might be entertaining. Like, I always hated them even as a child.
Yep.
Like goofy, oversized shoes, honky red nose, pale face, weird, creepy, villainous facial makeup. Nope, I'm out of here.
Yep, exactly. Clowns are evil.
Nope. Yep, very much so. There's even a phobia against clowns.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember the name of it.
Well, there's a reason so many clowns are the villains in horror movies.
And villains in video games.
Yeah. And apparently in dreams, too.
Oh God, I'm so glad.
Somebody's got
I had a very strange dream that I still remember. And it was over a week ago.
Oh?
It was a random thing. It's completely random. I was dreaming that it was one of those super realistic when you're in them.
Mm-hmm.
So when you dream it, you don't realize it's a dream. But at some point, I started realizing it's a dream because I was about to wake up, and I forced myself to stay in it. Don't ask me why, because it wasn't even like it wasn't an idyllic kind of dream, like, you know, I'm on an island on the beach or something like it. It wasn't like that. It was like a random thing. My mom took me to the United States of America for whatever reason. So we could break into an apartment of a certain actor and steal something of his so we can blackmail him over it.
Yeah. Wow.
So, like, my mom doesn't even bother with actors. Like,
wow.
and the funniest thing that we had a guide who was a former police officer. And he was telling us how to do and what to do when. And at some point there was like a lockdown thing, so we had to run away from that place, and we were like driving around the city. I don't know what city was it. I don't think it had much merit in being real city. But they locked down the airport, so we couldn't leave. So it was just like wandering about the city during some sort of African American culture festival. Don't ask me. That was so random. Like,
we missed one of the satellites. What we got 51 seconds. I'll get over there.
Did we get all of them?
No, missed one. It's this one over here, and there's a ship sitting
I tried
here, too.
to do it, but those ships... oh no, I didn't try that one.
Yeah, somebody just didn't bother, and they're sitting here. I've noticed that people don't know that you have things you have to do.
Yeah. It's kind of shameful. So, it was so random.
Zelda says, by the way, one of the clowns looked like a certain someone from a political party.
Mitt Romney. I'm gonna guess. Oh God, I don't know. Oh God, why do people have such random dreams? Like, I wasn't even thinking about the actor who we were supposed to like steal from. I didn't bother with him even remotely about anything. I wasn't talking about him. Didn't see anything recently about him. It was just like came out of
somewhere
nowhere.
In the back of your mind.
I mean, I do hate him, but like not actively thinking every day about his existence. Like, why would I?
Oh, I totally get that. So, my dream last night, I don't dream very often, but somehow I was trapped in a relationship or a house, the two seem to be interchangeable, with somebody who was extremely abusive, not to me, but threatening to me, and this is so grisly. And to prove that I wasn't about to put up with this, I went all stabby on somebody else.
God. The extent of what your mind will, your subconscious will generate in the dream is...
I kind of felt bad about it, but bad
So not really.
about it. Oh, Zelda, I think I know where you're going, so just wasn't gonna go there.
So many clowns on the political theatre in every country, anyway. You could just pick and choose randomly, and he would probably appoint a clown. What's up, Fluffer?
Hi, Fluffers.
He's in his fussy mood right now. He doesn't know what to do with himself, how to lie himself down. Probably joints hurt him.
Yeah. Well, we've had a couple of days of rain here, so the doggers didn't get out yesterday. And according to my little scroll down at the bottom here, we have rain incoming within the next hour, so...
Ugh.
I took them out the other day when it was raining, and they both did the... seriously, Mom.
Bye, Dreadnought. It's been lovely to meet you.
What Dreadnought? So I'm still playing with that idea, Chris, and I may take it out of the Star Trek world just because it's a good enough idea that it might be a story to be written.
What idea?
The scavengers in space, whatever that's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually started to force myself to write lately because I feel like I have ideas that are blooming in me. It's probably because I settled my mind after my stupid relationship. So I'm no longer thinking about it.
Yeah.
So actually I can think about creative stuff and for a change. And I started writing something very, very distantly sitting there that I wasn't even feeling like writing a while back. It's a fanfic, so...
Oh, I'd love to read it. I haven't done anything for almost a decade now for writing. That isn't social media stuff. Except for the Star Trek book.
I kind of started kind of NSWF.
Okay.
From work, I think.
Mm-hmm.
For work. Kind of thing that is kind of based off my old stories that I always wanted to get back to. And who knows, I might actually write it, cut out the kinky stuff, and because there is story to it, and it ties into the main story I've written from start to finish, but I was never too satisfied with it.
Well,
I don't know how much time travel is acceptable these days. It's so overused.
if you can make it not the focus of a story,
It's not.
then yeah. I did one time travel one, which was a TNG fanfic. But the time travel wasn't the focus. It happens.
No. The time travel is just the means of achieving a certain goal,
Right.
which is still subverted, so it's not really obvious what the result is going to be exactly. There is an assumption by the characters, but it's not like they intend to even time travel. They don't know it's a thing. They just happen to be in some place that actually takes them on some sort of short-term time travel to retrieve certain items which aren't retrievable in their time.
Yep.
But it's more about setting them against certain situations, places, occasions that will make them think back on their reality and about their position even against each other.
Yep. That's exactly when it's a great time travel story where it is...
Yeah, they do get the job done. Like, they eventually might get the stuff they needed. I might get the job done, but that was not the focus of what the purpose of this was. I mean, it kind of was purpose of their journey, but at the same time, that wasn't the purpose why I'm using time travel. I initially wanted to step away from it and just make them travel and find the same objects without the time traveling factor.
Well, if you want to do it without the time travel factor, you have to find a way to get them outside of their comfort zone, and that's when
that's not happening. The reality they're in is semi-post-apocalypse, so everything will be devastated, ruined, and like abandoned, falling apart, whatever. You name it. So it's just, I don't know. I don't feel like it will have the same strength as with the time travel.
There you go.
I mean, I can do it, but I'm just not going to be happy about the way it turns out. Because they will have half the contrast.
Savi, if you indeed control the weather, could you? I will put my dogs in the queue, and you can talk to them directly.
Yeah,
so they'll stop pestering
quarrels
me.
against the weather myself too. So.
Well, I'll take your snow. That's nice. So for me, time travel, the mechanism of making it happen was great, but the upshot is, and the reason I was using it is it took them out of the current situation so that they could play with characters and situations, especially personal situations, which they could not do in their normal time frame.
Same thing for me.
Yeah. And it's why some stories that I'll do a TNG story. There's a couple of them where people get marooned, they get in a disaster, whatever, and it forces them to explore other things in that time frame. So, what one was that? The Inner Light. That's a really good example of everything's gone, so you have to re-examine your own character.
That's everyone.
We are done!
Yay!
That's
the thing. That's why I wanted to use it. It was about bringing two unlikely characters closer, realize that they have each other and they can rely on each other.
Exactly. For me, that is a great way to do it. What am I going to do? We'll do competitive. Now,
I'm not bothered with the concept of like using time travel if it is acceptable. I was just curious. Someone who sits in semi-sci-fi fantasy stuff that might have an insight. Thanks for that.
Where are we?
Because initially that was the idea, but then I kind of stepped away from it. I wasn't sure if it's a good idea to step away from it.
Sometimes, yeah. You know what? Try it, read it through, sleep on it a little bit. If it's not right in your brain, then you know it's not right.
Yeah,
but I always start by
like
putting it together and then sleeping on it, because there have been days I've gotten up the next morning and deleted everything because it was wrong.
I didn't know that.
I just realized it's 7 o'clock. Perfect timing, Chris. Perfect timing.
Perfect. Well,
let's see. If I had access to time travel, one thing I do is erase certain people from the timeline. Yeah.
So, that's risky.
Yeah.
Butterfly effect would just smear the history forward.
Well, somebody
even an insignificant person might be the factor that changes some events.
Yep.
Terrifying, scary.
Yep. Yeah, even if you try and make them into good people, you're going to change what we are now. If you've seen Deadpool and Wolverine, they can't change Wolverine's past because what happened made him the hero that he is now.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing for Batman. If you save his parents, he never becomes the Batman.
There you go.
And he never challenges the Joker and all the other villains that are in the Arkham later. So, yeah, it's a chicken and the egg kind of situation, grandfather paradox. You don't want to change something in your past because it might change fundamentally who you are and like every sense of the being.
Exactly.
It's funny how very insignificant events in your life, you might consider them insignificant today, might completely subvert and change your future. And
go into therapy sometime and go back and try and study your, how you're growing up, and all of a sudden you find little tiny things that really, really matter now, or affect
honestly,
you now.
If it wasn't for a sexual assault situation, I probably wouldn't be sensitive to certain elements and aspects of my own personality. And you would say I regret it ever happened on me. I mean, yeah, sure, in some way, because it was traumatizing, but on the other hand, it let me focus my mind on things that I noticed right now, and I think it's valuable aspect to it. So, you might want to say, I wish it didn't happen, but would I be the same person? I don't even regret getting into my mom's church because it got me the insight I have today, and my stance on religion is the way it is, thanks to that. So,
exactly.
Didn't enjoy it at the time, but in the end it paid off to some other end, so it wasn't terrible.
I'm going to go to work, so I'm going to get out of here. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. I don't think I'll be on tonight, subject to change, and for the next 6 weeks or so up until New Year's, it'll be hit or miss in the evenings, but we'll be here in the mornings and on Sundays. So I will talk to you guys later. Chris, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it as always.
Always a pleasure.
Take care, everyone, and we'll talk to you later. Oh, excuse me, and stay
Moopsy.
Moopsy, Moopsy, Sean the non-believers, Sean.